I'm Richard Dongard, and you're watching the Baki Graduate University YouTube channel. And I'm here today with the president of the university, Dr. Brad Smith. And Dr. Smith, one of the questions that I'm often asked when I talk about Baki Graduate University is, how can you have a school of business, a school of urban studies, and a Christian school of theology? It just doesn't seem like those three fit together. Can you talk about that intersection?
Sure. Well, thank you for asking. When we first put the vision of this together, we were looking for a name. And so we hired a naming consultant, and they said it's so odd that you have those three fields of study together, because they don't really talk to each other much, that we're going to recommend that you call your university Paradox University. Of course, they're a consultant. They give you the bad name before the good name.
Right.
And then they said, but you have a story in these siblings of the Baki family. You have a guy who's the head of a large multinational corporation named Dennis Baki, a guy who's the head of a huge urban ministry through Billy Graham.
Probably one of the most well-known leaders in the field of urban ministry worldwide.
Dr. Ray Baki, and then a pastor in a church that has really employed both the thoughts of his own brothers and empowered people in the city, Lowell Baki, and a woman, a Bible teacher, who's really had a huge influence in her sphere, Marilyn Baki, all siblings. And they said that story helps explain this paradox of why these people, why you want to have a school like that. But the paradox is normally people in business look at people in urban ministry as being heavenly minded but earthly no good. And then the people in urban would say business people are slumlords, okay?
Right.
And then people in Christian theology are looking at both of them as saying, you know, how does that apply to the church, and especially how the church is really focused on a Sunday morning event.
And basically the church is saying neither one of these guys are ever going to know how many angels dance on the head of a pin.
That's the discussion, sure. So when you think about it, though, and this is really, I think, the calling of Baki Graduate University, is the people that come to us want to study business on the edge of innovation. They want to study urban studies on the edge of innovation, and they want to study theology on the edge of innovation. In all three areas, they're saying, where is God's movements occurring, and how can I join those movements? Think about it. If I'm a business student, and I'm a young business student, and I'm saying, I don't want my business career to be something where I become successful, and then later I start thinking about how I'm going to make a difference in society. I would like from the beginning that my career and my life mission be held together. So where are they going to learn that? They want to study business in a network, in relationship with people that are doing urban ministry, business development, microfinance all over the world. That's what we have. We have students. Students in 50 different countries, students, alumni, and faculty. And the focus of urban ministry is exactly where a lot of the people and community development, all the things that happen in our theology and our urban studies school, is exactly where the innovation is looked for in the business world. And then you look at urban studies. Many of them are saying, for years we've met needs, and we have to do that. For years we've trained people. But the old metaphor that if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day, but if you teach him to fish, he eats for a lifetime, is not always true anymore. What if the pond is polluted and there's no fish? What if you are now trying to go fish, but there is a fence around it that people only of a certain race can go in? What if there is a war? You could fish there, but you'd be caught in the crossfire.
Right.
And so urban studies are saying we need to access systems of power to advocate for the poor, to change the poverty, the systems of evil that are affecting poverty. How are you going to do that? You're going to learn a lot about business. And so the innovation edge for urban studies is often in business, but it's a different definition of business than Wall Street. And the edge of business is often a different definition of business. The two together create an innovative edge. And then you get to theology and church leadership. In church leadership, we talk a lot about where is the church going. Certainly around the world, the church is really exploring how do we get out of a program just on Sunday morning? How do we go to truly, our definition is not a program or a location, it's being a community in the marketplace, in the community, in the neighborhoods. And so a lot of the ways to do that is theologians and church leaders are saying, I want to learn how to engage the community. Well, we have a School of Urban Studies. I want to engage how to empower the people in my congregation to be active in worship in their businesses by seeing their calling in business as part of their calling and their worship. Well, what happens at BGU is by connecting them to students and faculty who are in a business school and an urban studies school, it allows church leaders to explore the edge of innovation. So the three areas of study that look like they don't talk well to each other, when they do, creates the innovative edge in each one of those. That's what we're about. That's why we have our programs that are distinct, but they're studied with each other. That's why we have a global network in 50 different countries that connects people to what God is doing at these edges of innovation.
You know, one of the greatest things for me in my experience at Bakke Graduate University is connecting with those world leaders, the missionaries, the business leaders, the faculty, the administration, the students, the alumni, all over the world. And I first came to Bakke Graduate University looking for some ways to find more meaning in the work that I do in my business and some ways to increase my business skills. And this intersection of theology, of business, and of the community have really been so important to me, and it's been transformational.
What's exciting, you know, we look kind of similar, right? But we would be the minority in most of the classes in BGU. We're just filming in Dallas, Texas, and that's where we are, which is exciting to me. And every day, generally, somebody tells me how I've made a cross-cultural mistake. Okay, and usually, hopefully, it's not the same one. I love being in a place where I'm constantly learning from other cultures, learning from other people. Usually, they're gentle with me, usually patient. But I'm constantly in a place where I feel stupid because I'm learning from other cultures. And it's not just something in theory. These are relationships. They're students, they're faculty. They become the people who are teaching me as the president of the university. We're in a community that's struggling and growing and learning face to face how to build relationships across culture that are focused on transformational leadership. How do I change? How do I change the areas that I work in?
And I'm in a
It's
great
exciting.
class right now, which is a perfect example of this. I'm doing small group projects with people who live in Guyana and Amman, Jordan. There are plenty of people from Africa in my class. The cross-cultural engagement course has a few Americans scattered throughout the class, and it has a South African professor who's living and doing business in Thailand at the current time, coupled with a university professor from Florida. So it's really a great multicultural opportunity to learn business ethics, ministry, the importance of having a theological foundation, all of these things. And the BGU experience for all of the alumni I've talked to has been transformational. By the way, if you want more information, Brad is always accessible. You can contact him at www.bgu.edu. You can contact any of the alumni or any of the students on our forum at www.bgugroup.com. That'll actually take you to our Facebook page, and it's a great place to interact with others about the work that they've been doing and the transformation that's taken place in their lives as a result of Bakke Graduate University.